The Australian Trucking Association is a united voice for our members on trucking issues of national importance. And I'd like to thank the committee for its invitation to give evidence with NatRoad, one of our member associations. I'll begin with a general comment about the National Road Safety Strategy before turning to post-crash care, regulatory impact analysis, and sharing the road safely with heavy vehicles. Richard will talk briefly about no-blame safety investigation, rest areas, and the gig economy. So the ATA has serious concerns about the current draft of the 2021 to 2030 National Road Safety Strategy. The draft floats overarching targets, a 50% reduction in fatalities and a 30% reduction in serious injuries by 2030. Now, the government and this committee all want to achieve ambitious road safety targets, and so do we. But the strategy lacks published modelling and quantified sub-targets so we can understand how the strategy will achieve those targets. Now, we know that MUARC are working on that modelling, but it is not available, and we do not know how we can get from here to the ambitious goals that the strategy sets. One way that the ATA thinks we can get part of the way there is through better post-crash care, and I note the committee will hear from witnesses about it tomorrow. Two of our member associations, the Western Roads Federation and the Northern Territory Road Transport Association, are taking action on this with the support of the Heavy Vehicle Safety Initiative and the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator. They're delivering a course about communicating with emergency services, maintaining safety at the scene, conducting casualty assessments, and supporting trauma victims for extended periods in remote areas. Now, WRF and NTRTA have made their own submission to the inquiry. I strongly encourage the committee to consider their recommendations. Paragraph D of the committee's terms of reference asks you to consider how to embed road trauma prevention across the government. To do this, we believe that changes to regulatory impact analysis are needed. So we all know government departments have to prepare a regulation impact statement before putting major decisions to ministers. And all other things being equal, departments must recommend the option with the highest benefit cost ratio. But in road safety, the option with the highest BCR won't necessarily be the option that saves the greatest number of lives. For example, in 2017, the Infrastructure Department published a consultation RIS on requiring electronic stability control for trucks and trailers. The RIS recommended confining the requirement to prime movers, what they called short wheelbase rigids and trailers, on the grounds that this would deliver the highest benefit cost ratio. The RIS revealed, though, that if this requirement was extended to every rigid truck, you would save another 22 lives and avoid another 395 serious injuries over 35 years. And the BCR of this extended approach would have been entirely acceptable. At 2.2, it would have been higher than the benefit cost ratio of implementing electronic stability controls for cars, but the department decided it couldn't recommend it. Last year, the Conran review of the former COAG councils recommended that a RIS should be able to recommend any option, provided there was a transparent supporting justification. Now, this reform is a great step forward, but it needs to be applied to the government's own processes, and we think there needs to be specific guidance for departments about how to assess road safety and other safety proposals, and departments should be expected, we think, to recommend the option with the greatest safety benefits, provided the BCR is acceptable. So finally, sharing the road safely. In its report, the previous committee recommended that the Australian government support future driver education campaigns, including on heavy vehicle awareness. The ATA has started a partnership with the University of Newcastle to gather better evidence about what works, and we're using our Safety 360 Road Safety exhibition as a research platform. I have circulated to the committee the first journal article published under this partnership, which confirms that there is little driver education material for young drivers about sharing the road safely with trucks, and that young drivers are numb to traditional fear campaigns. You know, these advertising campaigns might win awards, but they don't actually work. So in our view, the Australian government should provide information about sharing the road safely with trucks through its safety programs and continue funding the Heavy Vehicle Safety Initiatives program with a view to funding sharing the road safely initiatives. Thank you, Chair.